Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another quick pick prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the women's strawweight bout between Ariane Carnelossi versus Liang. And let's just be honest, let's get to it. It's a quick pick, but I was actually really heavily leaning to Liang in this one. And then just before I made this video, I'm like, I'm gonna switch to Ariane Carnelossi, but not me trying to make it like, oh, I would have went with her, or I would have went with her. Try to make it a 50-50 prediction where if it goes one way, I can say, oh, I was saying I was gonna lean to her. It's just me just talking. I'm gonna lean to Ariane Carnelossi, win or lose. That's who I'm leaning to right now, or I'm leaning to. Period. That's what I need to. So Ariane Carnelossi versus Liang. So we look at they're both young fighters, but Liang is about what, 24 years old. She's 5'9" versus the 5'2" Carnelossi, and that's just speed up even more. Neither of these fighters have been proven to be great fighters. Both of them have suffered losses outside the UFC. Carnelossi came to the UFC and fought Angela Hill, and some people might say, "Oh, she put a decent performance against Angela Hill." It really wasn't that decent. Angela Hill's not a stopping fighter, and Angela Hill was picking her apart, really, busting her up in the clinch. And Angela Hill said she's not that strong, so she's already short. She didn't really got power. Like, she did have some power against some lower tier competition, but really it's not carrying up against the higher level competition, her power or her strength. And she's short. She's 5'2", so she's short for the weight class, even though it's the smallest weight class in the sport. And not really carrying no significant power up to the upper echelon. Maybe at lower scale, but upper echelon really not carrying that power or strength. But now I was thinking that's why I was leaning kind of towards Liang, because she's 5'9". She's gonna have a significant height advantage, a significant reach advantage over her. She's young, she's aggressive, but Liang is really decent to okay grappler. And they might say, "Oh, Ariane Carnelossi fought better competition." They both fought decent competition, and every single time they stepped up, they both lost. So it's really the same case for both fighters, and both got a lot of experience. I actually might think Liang has got more experience, but I'm not going to go there. But what really this thing comes down to is the fact that, but to come to the conclusion of this one, I think yeah, they're both grapplers. Liang is more aggressive. I think over time she's probably going to evolve to be the better fighter. But right now she's young and needs experience. And really her last couple fights have been, doing the opposite of what they should be doing. She's fighting fighters 0-2 and 1-2 and stuff, and 0-0. Just padding your record, I guess. I don't know, or just making some money. But whereas Carnelossi has been fighting, stepping up, and I'm going to lean that to her. She's older, more experienced, and she's been fighting better competition, not getting these padded records. I don't like when people overly pad their records, and that's what I've seen in Liang. And also the fact that this is going to be a grappling match, and I think, she has the height Liang does. I do think I would give Carnelossi the striking advantage. As far as skill-wise, the reach will definitely play a factor. And I do see this fight going on the ground. But again, I'll go back to Liang is an aggressive grappler. And when you're aggressive, a lot of times, when you step up in competition, you're an aggressive grappler. Unless you're just that phenomenal, a beast like that, when you're an aggressive grappler like that, you value submission over position. It could easily end up you ended up on your back trying to go for submission, and then this fighter that's grappling savvy or even a better grappler than you could just neutralize your submission attempts, and then just end up with you on your back for large portions of rounds. And I feel like that's what's eventually going to end up happening. That Liang will come out being aggressive, be a little bit sloppy in the feet. Carnelossi gonna be landing the shots on the inside. I feel like Liang will give up her reach advantage. Then she's gonna try to go for some submissions or try to go for stuff, and it's gonna end up with her in the back. Or whether it is her going for the takedown or Carnelossi. I feel like as Carnelossi is gonna go for the takedown and score the takedown, then Liang gonna be trying to be aggressive off her back and try to go for submissions. That is gonna end up with her getting stuck on the ground, get her submission neutralized, end up spending more time than she needs to on the ground. And like I said, even on the feet, I feel like I would give Carnelossi the striking advantage. And I feel like Liang gonna give up that reach advantage anyway due to inexperience. But again, I just mostly see this fight ending up on the ground and Carnelossi being able to control that top position, with Liang being aggressive for submission attempts that she's not going to be able to seal and get the tap, and just end up losing due to control time. So in this one, I got Ariane Carnelossi via decision.